Welcome to Fourth and Forever, the flagship show of Roundtable Sports Network. Join hosts Stan, Richie, and TD as they break down the latest news and storylines across the NFL, featuring game predictions, breakdowns, heated debates, live Patreon callers, and everything in between. Catch Fourth and Forever every weekday at 1 p.m. Eastern on the Roundtable Sports YouTube channel. What is up, everybody? We are live here yet again on your favorite NFL daily show, joined by TD's avatar. What up, TD?
What's up, man? How you feeling?
I'm feeling great. TD's on the road right now. He's still with us, but you'll just be getting TD's audio, and that's all good because you can get your cartoon eyes and your nose and your somewhat of a version of a Miami Dolphins logo in the icon. We had an epic show last night on the AFC East. Dan Mitchell's still on vacation. Hopefully he's enjoying himself. But we're excited, man. There's a lot of things going on around the NFL that I wanted to bring up. Some trending news with Joe Burrow, which we're going to start off with. And, of course, some game previews. But, TD, you ready to get into it or what? How you feeling?
I'm feeling great, man. I'm curious about this Joe Burrow thing that everybody's talking about. I'm not really tuned in as much about what's going on. But, hey, let's get it.
You're not really tuned in? All right, let's start off with that. So, basically – everybody make sure you hit the thumbs up button on your way into the show first and foremost. We appreciate it. We really do appreciate you guys tuning in to another edition of Fourth and Forever. But let's just jump right into it, TD. I know that this is going to be your first reaction. So Joe Burrow spoke to the media yesterday, and it seems like a lot of people are worried that this could either be another Andrew Luck situation or he's demanding to get traded. So it's one of those two things, or he's just expressing frustration and he's not going anywhere. So I want you to give me your opinion on this, TD, because this will be your first reaction hearing from Joe Burrow. In the chat, let us know how you feel about it as well. This is from a reporter, and then a Bengals fan page said, if this team forces Joe Burrow to request a trade or retire, I'll no longer be a fan. So listen in.
If I want to keep doing this, I have to have fun doing it. I've been through a lot, and if it's not fun, then what am I doing it for? So that's the mindset I'm trying to bring to the table.
Maybe I'm reading too much into it, but it seemed frustrating.
There's just a lot of things going on right now.
Football related, personally.
All the above. Like you said, there's nothing. All we can do is focus week to week and try to win games. I don't think anybody's really thinking about the playoffs right now. That's within reach, but on our fingertips. So we just got to keep doing what we're doing and try to get better. If I want to keep doing this, I have to have fun.
TD, your thoughts. Did you hear what Joe Burrow had to say there?
Yeah, that's very cryptic. Oh man. I see it leaves too much wonder. Like, is there issues in the locker room or personal life? Maybe no, but I think it's all football. He's not having fun, the team. And let's be honest, he's had his fair share of mistakes this year as well. But for the last 5-6 years, nobody can say it's Joe Burrow the reason that team has been failing. And that's very interesting for him to say that, man. Obviously, he's not happy. He's questioning whether or not he's having fun, which means he's not having fun, which makes sense. And he said, what am I doing it for if I'm not having fun? I'm not even thinking more so of a trade, but do I even want to play football? Because what am I doing it for? They control his rights. So I don't think this has anything to really do with wanting to be traded out or anything. Just, does he want to play football? Is it in him? He wants to get better. Let's keep going. He's trying to find his fun again. And right now you can tell it's dwindling. So this isn't an Andrew Luck situation, because I don't think it's because of injuries. Even though he's had them, because he's playing, so and you know what? And I don't say this in a way coming at him at all, but it's interesting when you have that level of privilege where you can say to yourself, hey man, if I don't know if I'm having fun, maybe I don't want to collect $50 million a year. Maybe, if I ain't having fun, what am I doing it for? in my mind, the $50 million a year. But hey, this is where he is with it. It's interesting.
Yeah, it's very interesting. And I think that my biggest thing is it sounds like I'm not going to say he's going to retire, but if you don't have fun, that's what this is about, man. They're playing a child sport. And I think people forget that football, these guys are getting paid millions of dollars. So everyone's like, oh, of course they're happy. But it's a grueling mental and physical strain. And he said, if my mind and body is not all in, like what am I doing? That's with anything, man. If you are waking up every day and you don't like what you do, I mean, you're not really living your life to your fullest, in my opinion. So that's my biggest thing. I'm like, wait a second. Is he questioning hanging the cleats up? Now, I don't think so, because he's 29 years old and he's a competitor, and that would be the biggest shock ever. I mean, that would be the first thing since Andrew Luck, which is why the comparisons are coming from that. He's sick of rehab. He's sick of injuries. He's sick of losing. He wants to be competitive. And let's not forget, he was a few wins away from being the MVP last year. So what do you think, though? Do you think there is a world where he would demand a trade? Or do you think, is this going to level up to that level where he's like, I'm done with this organization, I want a fresh start? Or is he going to be committed to the Bengals? Like, where's your head at with that, predicting?
Well, that all depends. Only he knows, and here's why. Because his unhappiness are any other root causes stemming to the Bengals. So only he would know that. Only he would know I'm not happy right now because of this, that, and this. Any of those, the Bengals, then yeah, he could ask for a trade because he'd be searching for his happiness again. But you said something, Richie, that I actually didn't hear because it broke out. So please repeat that for me about his mind and his body not in it. What did he say?
There was an extended part of the interview that wasn't in that one where he said, about his mind and his body, and it's straining for him to go through these processes. And I think that really is telling, absolutely telling. And I think that's a big thing. And Dan Orlovsky, ESPN analyst, was on a radio show this morning, and he had this to say, which I will pull up right now, about this whole situation. So I think this is a good thing for us to listen to what Dan Orlovsky had to say.
Would it shock you if Joe Burrow after this season retired?
It would shock me if he retired, yes. Obviously, there's a lot of similarities here to Andrew Luck. It would shock me if 3 teams weren't on the phone today after what he said yesterday, figuring out how do we make him part of our football team now, 3 months from now, 6 months from now, a year from now. He obviously is in a bad place with that organization. It's not surprising. But I would be very surprised if he chose not to play football.
Are you 3 teams you're saying offhanded, or do you have 3 teams in mind?
I have 3 in mind.
Care to share?
Jets, Raiders, Steelers.
Ooh.
Those would be the 3 that if I were those 3 organizations, I'm in a brainstorm meeting now. We are figuring out a way to propose a way to get Joe Burrow. And I don't necessarily care what it takes.
Neither would I. And Joe Burrow is amazing. I don't have him with Josh Allen, Lamar Jackson, and Patrick Mahomes. But I've said forever, and people laugh at me, if the Chiefs, if I was a team, I would offer every single pick I have for eternity to the Chiefs for Patrick Mahomes, and I don't care. I'll figure it out after the fact. And if I'm the Jets, who has everything, take everything. If I'm the Steelers, buy my way out of QB purgatory. They're never going to trade him to the Steelers, but I would literally give up.
Steelers are unlikely because of in division.
But I would give up literally everything I have to get him. Dan, would it shock you if
TD, your thoughts of the 3 teams and their overall takes there?
My thoughts about the 3 teams is he's a Dolphin, baby. He is a Dolphin. Oh, man. No, man, listen, if you're the Jets, you got to be smiling today because you have the assets. You have more assets than anyone and valuable ones. And they are right, Richie. I would give all 5 or 6 of the assets away. Retired. And that's not an exaggeration. That's not me trying to make a point. This would be the most lucrative haul. Tell me what has been the best quarterback of all, like what has been the biggest quarterback trade of all time for draft picks? Like, come on, man.
Deshaun Watson?
No, yeah, but Burrow's better than Watson.
No, of course. I mean, I think a package would be.
And I'm
The
talking
Jets could
about
afford
just
it, of
like I'm more so talking about Watson's prime, what we saw, and Burrow at this point. Burrow's worth more. And you would give up 5 first-round picks, man. You would give up 5. That would be, as long as you got a commitment that he's going to try to be happy. But you know what, Richie? All of this talk, this is massive for the NFL. The NFL will step into this situation. This is the behind the table stuff that has to happen. This would be a blow to the shield with no Joe Burrow in the NFL. That's massive. Because like legit quarterbacks on that level, they carry the league. It's about them. They are the faces of the league. And the league would step in and facilitate. Where can we get him to where he would be happy? And they would actually encourage the Bengals, you got to move him because we can't have this unhappiness, especially that we better not get into mental health because we don't know what he's dealing with there. As far as whatever he's going through, you never know because Joe Burrow is one of those intellectual, like everybody he's not a vibe for everybody. The way that he comes across, you saw that in the recent documentary thing he was in or whatever. But the league will step in here. But let me say this, Richie, about his physical and mental health being into it, right? Everybody assumes that has to do with the injuries and rehab, which it probably does have a large piece to it. But you also, this is what most casual fans don't realize about the NFL. And I always tell the youth this because I coach youth football. I say you want to be great and go to the NFL, you have to understand what it takes. And it requires you to almost not have any friends, almost give your life to the game. No going out, no hanging out. You're studying film. You're working on your craft. This is the cost. And when you get in the league, because you've done that every day, you have to keep paying that cost. You got to wake up every morning. You got to eat this. You can't eat that. You have to make sure that regimen, that hard-working regimen is the same to stay on the top of your game. Regardless of injuries, most NFL players, this is a debate for them. Is it worth it? Because at some point, I think what Joe Burrow is dealing with right now, I don't feel like working out today. I want to maybe go hang out here or do this or try that. I don't feel like being on the top of it just to, sometimes these guys feel that way. They've been doing it for 10, 15 years, dating back to high school. So I think that's what it comes down to, especially since he already got the first bag. He's paid. He's okay. It's not as serious anymore in life. So that's something to consider.
Wow. You said something very interesting there that the NFL could get involved and force
they will.
The Bengals to move off of him if Burrow is unhappy.
Facilitate it. And yeah, let's make sure I think it's important we let this happen. I don't think he's going to have it. And the league might even reach out to the agent and try to talk to what's going on because this is a high-profile person in the league. And this is what most people don't know. The league, they communicate. These are the things they get involved with, but you'll never know. Because what kind of corporation wouldn't? This is the bottom dollar. Joe Burrow not in this league really can have not major, but it's a small enough knock on the league. It hurts the revenue. It can hurt the revenue. That can be a 4% drop, which the league is not trying to hear. Do you know what 4% of what they make every year is? That market.
What?
It depends on the revenue last year. I got to get the revenue numbers and I'll tell you. But I'm just saying it's massive though. These guys are making so much money every year, splitting it between organizations. Well over, we're talking billions.
Yeah.
So the league's not trying to hear that.
Do you think, and I want to show you this potential offer that Will Parkinson had, who's a member of the Jets community, has a great Jets podcast. Shout out to my man, Will Parkinson. He has this from what he would offer the Bengals from a Jets perspective. a first round and a second round this year, and 2 firsts next year, and a third. So that's 5 total picks, 3 of them being first rounds, 1 of them being a second and a third. Do you think this is enough, or is this not enough?
It's not enough, barely. It's close. I mean, because the Jets got high pick. I mean, low pick. You know what I mean? Like a good picks. The Jets got good picks, especially that number 1 this year. That helps, but this is unprecedented. This is an ultimate franchise quarterback that you have no questions about his game. They're like, man, you might as well turn that 3 into a 2 and add another 2, and maybe that's the beginning stages.
Yeah, and the only reason why the Jets are linked to it is because if the Jets did not make those Sauce trades and Quinnen trades, we would not be in the conversation. But since they have the capital, there's a world where they can make those trades and still have enough to build around him. But only time will tell.
What was the Watson compensation?
3 firsts and something else. Let me see.
Yeah, the detail, those extra ones matter.
3 first-round picks, 1 third, and 2 fourths.
So a second. So 3 first and a second. That's kind of like the equivalence of a third and 2 fourths.
Yeah.
So
exactly.
3 firsts and a second. And he was trying to and he had baggage. Massive baggage.
And this hypothetical offer is 3 firsts, a second, and a third.
Yeah, all you doing is giving me a third more than Watson? No, he had baggage. It don't get worse than that baggage.
Yeah.
So I'm telling you, ladies and gentlemen, you're going to see an ungodly haul of maybe 5 first-round picks.
And you know what other team that I've heard some people could be aggressive for Joe Burrow?
Who?
Same team that we talked about that could trade up for Fernando Mendoza, the Rams.
Rams, yeah. They got capital.
Now that they have capital, that's the place where if you're Joe Burrow, that's where you want to go.
They already have a built team.
Exactly. So it's interesting. And the worst thing possible for whatever team trades for him is him going down with injuries because he's injury prone. That's the big risk. At 29 years old, injuries throughout his entire career. But this is only going to make the offseason that much more interesting. So very excited to see how this all plays itself out. Folks, make sure you guys hit the thumbs up button if you did not already on your way into the show. Got to give a shout out to Vitamin Energy with benefits, folks. If you guys did not purchase your Vitamin Energy pack by now, what are you waiting for? That Joe Burrow segment was brought to you by Vitamin Energy. Buy one, get one free with the code BOGO Roundtable. That link is in the top of the description right now, folks. So go check them out right away before you forget. Get them for the holiday season. Big time shout out to our friends over there at Vitamin Energy, baby. Very, very fortunate to be partnered up with a great company that keeps me energized. I'm on one right now, actually, and it definitely helps everything in my life. So stay hydrated, no sugar crash, all that fun stuff. But we got some games to talk about. Let's start off with the Bengals and the Ravens, since we are on a Bengals topic. What is there to play for with the Bengals? Well, guess what? The Bengals are still mathematically alive because of their division. You got the Cincinnati Bengals hosting the Baltimore Ravens. The Ravens, they're playing for something. They're just 1 game back from the Steelers after losing. What is your overall thoughts, TD, of this game? And does Joe Burrow and the Bengals have much to play for?
I'll say, well, you know what's funny about that, Richie? That division is still wide open.
Yeah.
That division is still wide open because it's also Pittsburgh's to lose at this point, but it's still wide open. So the Bengals, what's crazy about it? With this story dropping, wouldn't it be so NFL for the Bengals to come back and in the last week win a big game and they're in and kicking the others out? Like, that would be insane. But, man, after what we just heard, the Bengals are about to tap the Baltimore Ravens. Baltimore Ravens are lost right now. I think they realize they're not going to really go as far as they want to, or Harbaugh maybe, and he's a good coach, which is the shame of it all. But this nucleus of how they have it built now, it's only good enough to go to a certain point. But the Ravens should feel like the Buffalo Bills right now. If you don't win a Super Bowl this year with the Chiefs, being out of the picture potentially, then what are we doing? So the Ravens are going to come out hot too, trying to get it done because they see a golden opportunity, but they still got to get past the Bills. So there's a lot of parity in the NFL right now, especially surrounding that division and these two teams in particular. So I think that the Bengals are going to go out there and do what they need to do and get this win and make it that much more parity, especially after the Dolphins beat the Steelers.
Wow. So you have the Bengals winning, making this interesting. They almost beat the Bills. I mean, and you can argue Joe Burrow is the reason why they lost that game. So interesting stuff. But I think it's going to be a big game. The Ravens, I still don't think are dead. I still have them contending. I think that this division is going to go down to the literal week 18. That's how I look at it. I think this division is going to go down to week 18.
Yeah, I think the Ravens are having an issue with explosives, especially like with Derrick Henry. Usually that's what's leading the way. That's what they had kind of like shifted to last year, and it was working. But how many times do we really hear about the explosives now? And even if you do hear about maybe a break early, they don't stick with it. They, get away from it later in the game. So I think they need to get their identity back running the football and letting Lamar be a triple threat in that regard. So Baltimore, they got a lot to prove. They got to get some things together before we can feel like, hey, they're about to be dominant again. Remember, this is one of the most dominant teams in the league that we felt they're going to always be in it and competing. They are, but there's a kink in that armor.
Seeing some super chats. We got Tony coming in. We're not doing this again. $2 super chat. Tony, I don't know if he's referring to the Jets trading for Burrow, meaning the Jets trading for Rodgers. And that's again, I don't know.
Oh my gosh, do not compare the two. We're talking about a young Joe Burrow. Remember, the man is on his 6th season. And really for him, it's his 4th season when you look at the injuries.
Yeah.
I mean, he's still fresh in this league. That arm is still as healthy as it could be. I would not
Tony
look at it that
facts.
way.
Wow, you got a Chiefs fan who's glazing Tony Dow, saying Tony speak facts with a $10 super chat. How about that?
Salute to you, Darius.
Darius Smith giving Tony Dow credit. How about that's an anomaly? Appreciate you, Darius, for the super chat. Another super chat from my man NYJ. Don't tell. New York Jets picks for Burrow. I don't want to hear injury prone. All of our quarterbacks are hurt. We have an offensive line. Don't pass on a top 10 quarterback over a what if draft pick. I mean, I'm right there with you, man. I mean, if Burrow wants out, the Jets got to do whatever it takes to get him. I think that is worth the risk, 100%.
Yeah.
Thank you for the super chat.
Yeah, the crazy part to that, Richie, is that people don't understand how hard it is to find a franchise quarterback unless you're a Jets fan or a Dolphins fan or one of those. See, it's not many of us teams. It's like, oh, man, we haven't had one in 20-something years. But we're out here, and we know how it feels. So any Jets fan that's like, I'm not giving up 5 first round. Oh, my gosh, go get your 5 players. What will it matter if you don't hit on the quarterback? Like, do you know how safe it is once you know you got your guy? Then the experiment stops. Stop thinking you can just build a team and then the quarterback is knocking you down all the time. There's so many Super Bowl worthy teams. They just don't have a franchise quarterback. You got to go get that guy.
I agree. 100%. All right, let's move right along. Some more games. Arizona versus Houston. Cardinals have now become one of the worst teams in the NFL with a 3-10 record. The Texans are one of the hottest teams in football. Hard to really preview this game much. I mean, I don't see an upset in this one, right, TD? You got the Texans?
Yeah, easily. Ain't even much to break down. Houston defense just been playing lights out. The offense is getting better. I still want to see more on that side of the football. But Arizona's just a train wreck. I had high hopes for them this year, even though I didn't believe in Kyler. I said, they made a lot of moves. It didn't matter. Yeah, just like the Tennessee Titans, Arizona Cardinals. I thought that they loaded up. But they did. Yeah, it was a fallacy.
Well,
Kyler Murray.
I guess what we can make this into is a Kyler Murray segment. What do you think is on the horizon for Mr. Kyler Murray?
I don't know what's a rumor and what's not, and maybe you can, enlighten me on this. But I'm hearing all kind of stuff. Kyler wanted more say and all time. What is even going on?
It's all speculation. There's nothing really of substance other than people are predicting the parting ways of them two splitting, basically.
And he's hurt?
Yeah. That part I'm not really too sure about.
Yeah, because that's the muddy part. It's like, okay, what? Like, man, it doesn't matter. His days are over because he's not a great quarterback. He's not even a really good quarterback. I never believed in Kyler Murray ever since that preseason game. After the preseason game where they were all over him, sacking him and everything, he said, man, why did y'all have to come after me like that? Like, oh, I'm done. Nah, yeah, he ain't going to be nothing in this league. He a little fast and can escape, and even that's fading. So Kyler isn't the guy. You know, he throws hopes and prayers. He can make some throws, but it ain't consistent enough.
Do you have any team in mind that you think should go after Kyler? And do you think that teams are going to look at him more as a bridge type of guy instead of like giving him the keys to the franchise?
He's going to definitely get the keys to a franchise. Be on a temporary basis. It's just going to be like the stint in with 40% guaranteed. You know, so it's going to be probably an AAV of about 30 million. So you'll get a 3-year, 90 million, and they'll guarantee probably about 38 of it or 42 or something like that. I don't know. But yeah, that's what it's going to be. He's going to go and the franchise is going to try to see if they can create something with him. They'll be good enough not to be good enough. And he might string it along for 2 years, but they'll go in the draft and get somebody to sit behind him. That's who he is as a quarterback.
Yeah, we shall see. I just hope if the Jets are the team to do it, it's more for a bridge purpose and not giving him the keys for the future.
A potential extended bridge quarterback. Yes.
Yeah, that's all I want. That's if they would go that direction, which of course. Now, we talked extensively about the Bills-Patriots game last night, so we're going to skip that preview because there's big games on Sunday. One of them, Detroit and the Rams. The Lions are playing desperate right now. They need these wins because they are right now out of the playoffs if it started today as the 8th seed in the NFC, while the Rams are one of the best teams, if not the best team in the NFC conference, arguably the best team in all of football. Who do you got winning this one, man? Because the Lions are playing for everything right now, while the Rams are just trying to win the division with the Seahawks tied with them.
This is a juggernaut game, but I'm going to give it to the Rams. I've only seen 1 week where they had a break in that armor. I mean, they had some other ones, but they go as Stafford goes, and Stafford's been phenomenal this year, and I feel like he'll lead this team in the biggest moment, division on the line, conference still in reach, all of that. The Detroit Lions, I think that they have a lot of talent, but they're victims of the new coordinators right now. You know, they take a little step back, but they still a good team, and it's showing. This is exactly what you're seeing. Still got a great record, still competing with the best of them, but the mojo isn't there like it was in the previous 2 years. So I got the Rams with consistency here, and the Lions take yet another hit. Not dead, but a bad blow this weekend.
All right. Yeah, I think I agree with you. But I actually don't. I think the Lions, they're playing for something here. I'm high in the Rams. I absolutely am.
The Rams aren't playing for something greater, in my opinion.
They are, man. But I just cannot see a world where the Lions miss the playoffs. I just can't.
Richie, Ben Johnson, Aaron Glenn, like, that's not easy. The talent is carrying that team and the motivation from Dan Campbell, but people underestimate just replacing both coordinators. It's like, no, I think if Ben Johnson and Aaron Glenn was still there, they'd have 2 more wins. And that's the difference. And you're about to go up against the hottest team in the conference, I think maybe Green Bay. But you're about to go up against one of the hottest teams. Yeah, I'm sorry. Yeah, you got a good win on the Cowboys, but let's be honest. Cowboys are middle of the road. A little bit above middle of the road. So, and you were struggling before that a little bit. So, I think it's the coordinator situation, man.
It's an epic game, man. An epic game. And you can argue the game of the week is this one right here just because of the storyline of Mr. Phillip Rivers returning. I don't know if you've seen any clips of Phillip Rivers out there slinging the rock around in practice, but he's out there, man. And did you know that he is taking Daniel Jones's number to get his number 17 back? Because Daniel Jones is on IR, so he's eligible to give up his number. So he stole his number, Mr. Phillip Rivers.
Why not? Why not? Go ahead and make sure that 17 rolls with you for your career. Daniel Jones will be able to get it back next year. But let me say this too, Richie. Boy, aren't the Colts lucky? They are lucky, Richie. Have you thought about the fact that they are going to bring Daniel Jones back, but the price just got cut in half?
Yeah,
I think they're going to bring him back, but the price just got cut in half.
Yeah, but I don't know if they're going to bring him back, TD, because if you bring him back next year, he's not playing until, like, he tore his Achilles. He didn't have a sprained ankle. He's done for next year. So if they bring him back as the future, they need someone that they think that can win with until he comes back.
Dang, I didn't think about the prognosis, like the timeline. That makes sense.
So I don't think he's coming back next year. I think the Colts are the Colts are a quarterback needy team.
How long does it usually take? Because isn't Rodgers hurt his Achilles?
Yeah, I mean, it's different. Like, for example, Jason Tatum for your Celtics, he's out there all of a sudden projected to return in January when he tore his Achilles in May. So it's now like a 9 to 10 month recovery. So, like, there is a world where Daniel Jones could be ready for September, October, and for sure. But it's a scary injury that it's hard to recover from. So it's just an interesting spot. But do you think the Colts have any chance to upset the Seahawks with Phillip Rivers making his debut in his return?
Not at all. Not even a puncher's chance. But here's what I'll say: if Seahawks lose this game, man, that is bad. That is not good because the Colts don't have a chance. First of all, if Daniel Jones was healthy, I would pick Seattle right now.
Yeah.
Let's get that straight. That offense humming. That defense is good too. But Seattle's one of the hottest teams, but I will say they're one of the most underrated teams in the NFL. I think the most underrated team in the NFL might be the Chargers. But Seahawks, I'm not going to doubt them anymore, Richie. I'm going to get on your train, okay? I'm going to get on the Richie Melora train, and I'm not going to doubt the Seahawks. But if you lose to the Colts, I will never pick you again. Ever.
Yeah,
You're
Colts are 8-5, bro. Colts are nice.
Yeah, but a new quarterback in the middle of the week probably had 2 practices. Not like, come on, Richie. I know it's Phillip Rivers, but come on.
No, I know. You're 100% right. The Seahawks are, if you would ask me who are the most complete teams in the National Football League, the Seahawks are the ones that come to mind. Like, in terms of all 3 phases playing really good and, like, elite level. So that's how I look at the Seahawks. So I do have to agree. All right, let's get into some super chats. Just draft Marcel Reed, Miami trade for Shador. If the Miami Dolphins trade for Shador Sanders, TD Finn's talk is elated, right, TD?
If the Dolphins traded for Shador, Super Bowl, baby.
Marcel Reed is not even going into the draft this year, I believe. But yeah, appreciate the super chat. Smarty Jams with us $5. Tua healthy, ranked 36th. Tua injured, ranked 96th. Garrett Wilson no longer a top 10 receiver. That is all. Well, the reason Garrett Wilson's no longer a top 10 is because he got injured for the first time in his entire career. Actually, did not miss a game in his first 3 seasons. This is the first year he got hurt. I could guarantee you if he's been playing all 17 games, he still would be productive and still would be getting that over 1,000 yards and being a top 10 receiver. But unfortunately for Garrett, suffered an injury this season. Unfortunately for him. Another $5. I'm picking my chops as a Puka fantasy owner looking at the Lions injury report. How about that? The Lions injury report apparently is lucrative. So if you are a Puka fantasy owner, that's a good thing. So appreciate the super chat from H115. Thank you so much, my friend. Speaking of fantasy football, we have playoffs this season, and guess who's not making it? My boy TD bounced.
Man, no, you ain't got to be a hater. You ain't got to be a hater.
So here is the
I missed
updated.
by one game, and that's because I.
Yeah, you missed by one game. I don't care how many games. It's just a matter of that. So TD, this is where you should really be ashamed of yourself, because guess who has buys in the first round of the playoffs?
Is it no or Jay?
It's me and Dan Mitchell, baby. Me and Dan Mitchell are sitting pretty with first round buys, as Dan actually became the first seed. We finished with the same exact record, but Dan scored more points than me. So congrats, Dan, on the first seed. I am the second seed, as we have bye weeks. So this is the AFC East Roundtable Sleeper Fantasy matchups in the playoffs. We have DD taking on King Cheeks and JD the Great taking on Mega Man for the first round of the playoffs. The winner of JD the Great will be taking on me. And then you got DD King Cheeks taking on Dan Mitchell. And then hopefully me and Dan will meet in the championship round. We shall see. I'm excited for it. And TD is in the losers bracket. Look at that. TD is going up against Lino in the losers bracket. TD, you got to make sure you do
I
not.
didn't know it was a losers bracket.
Oh, there's a losers bracket, man. You do not want to come in last. So make sure that
I'm a smoke Lino. I'm a smoke Lino. I didn't know we needed to be active. So thanks for telling me. I thought when you eliminated, you're done.
Yeah, this is the losers bracket, because this is the avoid. We didn't really think of the punishment for the last place, but we got to think about that.
Hey, we can't make that after the fact.
No, yeah, it's true. We got it. TD, if you win the losers bracket, you get my respect. Speaking of sleeper, folks, if you guys want to check them out, they also have daily fantasy where you could build your parlays. If you want to go out there and build your parlay for tonight's game, Bucks and Saints, I believe. Or is it Bucks Saints tonight? I think so.
Falcons.
Right? Oh, Falcons. Excuse me. Yes, Bucks and Falcons tonight. If you guys want to go out there and build your parlay, you guys can go out there and do just that on Sleeper's app. Use the code RTS and you get $100 matched up to $100. Basically, you put $100 down, they give you $100 for free. You put $10 in, they give you $10 for free. They match all your deposit 100% up to $100. You also get $20 for free without even making a deposit if you sign up with a link at the top of the description. Huge shout out goes to our friends over at Sleeper. Speaking of Thursday Night Football, let's get into that preview, because the Buccaneers all of a sudden coming down to earth a little bit. They lost to the Saints last week, and they are playing for desperate times right now. The Panthers tied with them. And remember, we have the Bucks Panthers facing off twice to finish off the season. Do you have the Bucks winning, or are the Falcons going to pull off this upset?
I gotta go with the Bucks here. Falcons not in the picture anymore. And at this point, you can start to pay attention to trends of what a team is in the NFL. There's very few teams now that you don't know what they are, or if they're overrated or underrated. But this is one that's not good. The Atlanta Falcons, they screwed up the quarterback situation, in my opinion, and I don't think they're going to recover from it. They're going to go into every week blind, trying to, compete with a team, but this team ain't working with that position, not playing well. But on the other hand, the Bucks, you always got a chance because you got Baker. It's that simple. And we can sleep on the Bucks all we want, but aren't they number one in their division?
Tied with the Panthers.
Aren't they? But they own it. They have the higher seed than the Panthers right now, right?
Yeah, but they haven't faced off against each other yet. So the Bucks have the tiebreaker over the Panthers as it stands right now, but they haven't faced off against each other yet, which is going to be the deciding factor.
Of course. So, and I think that's where we'll know what we're dealing with the Bucks, if they really regressed or what have you. But right now you do know that they are a better coached, better prepared team than the Atlanta Falcons.
Yeah. So, I mean, I'm rolling with the Bucs as well. I think that they're feeling a little bit of adversity right now at this stage, and I'm excited to see what they look like against the Falcons tonight. Baker Mayfield and that team started off red hot. Injuries caught up to them. I don't know. I don't really see them as a contender, though, like in the playoffs. I don't think that they're built to do much with all the injuries that they have. So I'm going to roll with the Bucs, though. The Falcons are a mess. I mean, the Jets beat the Falcons. I mean, that's all you need to know about that team, if we're being honest. So that's that. But, folks, if you want some help on your sleeper picks, don't forget to check out RotoWire. RotoWire leverages all of your data that you possibly need to go out there and get the most picks possible. You guys can go over to the RotoWire website, use the code RTS for 50% off, and you go to their site, you go to NFL, DFS, and you can basically pick it all. Picks and props, actually. You go to Picks and Props, DFS Pick'em, Sleeper Picks, and they will give you all of the picks for you for tonight and throughout this week. They got JSN going over on his receiving yards. They got Christian Watson going less on his yards, Bryce Young going less. So if you want to tail RotoWire, they got all the data based off of what you've seen across the NFL. So make sure you guys go check out RotoWire. Link in the description, as always, for being a proud sponsor of the channel, man. A lot of fun stuff cooking up here on the channel. Let's get into a few more previews, and if any Patreons want to come on in, now is the time. We got another great game this weekend, Green Bay versus Denver. Epic game. We're going to tell who the Broncos are in this one. TD, your quick preview on this one.
Big time game, and I can't wait. When is this game, Richie, again?
We have this game and the Lions-Rams game at the same time at 4:30.
Ooh, yeah, I would rather watch this one. I'm gonna be honest. Man, I gotta watch both. Yeah.
Just watch
This
Red Zone.
one, this man, Red Zone. Were they giving you the whole game?
No, but
Oh no.
well, get two screens, and you got them both on the two TVs.
I know what to do. Yeah, but
Or if you have YouTube TV, you don't have YouTube TV.
Well, I got Sunday tickets, so
Because on
I'll
YouTube
be
TV,
fine.
the cool thing about that is you can have the multitask. You can literally have two games on at the same time, like on one screen. But
Yeah. So but this is the one I want to see, because this is going to tell us, okay, Denver, how good are you? It's also going to tell us, okay, Green Bay, because when you get out of conference dog teams, it's all like the two good teams out of conference. It's usually always a good game. Look at that Chargers-Eagles game the other night. I love that game. You're going to get that again with Denver, Green Bay, and it's going to tell us a lot about both teams. Who's really real is going to win this game. And it's not saying the other team isn't, but you will know which team is legitimate after this game. And I'm going to be honest with you. I got to roll with the Green Bay Packers. I just think that defense, and Michael's going to be a pest. Jordan Love's playing at the top of his game. You want to know the problem I have with Denver? Let's be honest. Has Bo Nix been lights out this year?
No.
You know, he ain't been terrible.
well.
He ain't been bad. Huh?
Yeah, he's the quarterback that plays well when you need to, and not really lighting it up though.
Yeah, but that spark is what you want to start to see. But I've rarely seen it this year. Now, late in games, he's made plays and things like that. But this ain't the Bo Nix I remember. He's still definitely a good quarterback playing well, but I don't trust that. I don't trust that when you come into games like this. If I don't see magic spark, you don't win games like this. And Jordan Love has showed me a level of great consistency as well this year. I'm loving what I'm seeing. I got to roll with the Green Bay Packers.
Yeah, I think Denver, I'm excited to see what, like we talked about yesterday I forgot if it was yesterday or Tuesday, TD. I think the Broncos are the least talked about team in the NFL that's good in terms of like first place teams. 11-2, no one gives them respect. This is where you're really going to tell who the Broncos are. At home, they have an elite defense, an opportunistic offense. I don't know, man. I think that the Broncos may shock people and win this game. I'm going to roll with the Broncos at home, and they're going to be able to prove because the Packers have been so up and down in consistency throughout the year, but I feel like the Broncos have been consistent. They're on a deep winning streak. So give me the Denver Broncos in a tight matchup, low scoring. I think that their defense is going to be too much for Jordan Love and the boys, and Bo Nix continues to show up and show out. Let's get into Patreon callers. If you guys want to call into the show, feel free to do so. Become a Patreon member. Link in the description. First up is Parks. What up, Parks?
I'm sorry, man. I walk in here and I just hear, Joe Burrow to the Jets. Like, what are we talking about here, man?
We ain't the only show on the internet.
Man, that man is not coming to y'all. Y'all gonna get Kyler Murray after the Raiders draft Mendoza. You gonna get Kyler Murray. That's just what it is, Richie. You know it.
Hey, Parks. You think he gonna have to lead them Jets?
He gonna go to the Jets, man. Y'all might as well get ready, Richie, and you know it too, Richie. You know your Richie.
For a bridge situation.
Exactly, Richie. You know Woody gonna do something dumb at the quarterback position. It's just what he's gonna do. If we get
Kyler, we got him for a bridge, baby.
But you still gonna finish last in the division, so it really don't matter. You still gonna finish last in the division. Okay. Because I'm gonna talk about the Bills and stuff tomorrow, because it's some stuff that Bills fans don't want to talk about, like when they be talking about that we got a cupcake schedule this year. Josh Allen has had a cupcake schedule in the playoffs. He's only beaten one elite quarterback the whole time he's been in the playoffs. But we're gonna talk about that tomorrow. But yeah, stop with these pipe dreams, man. You ain't getting no goddamn Joe Burrow. He's not getting traded. I don't care, Richie. When you get a franchise quarterback, it doesn't matter what a team offers you. You're not letting him go. You're just not gonna do it. So that's why I say that's a pipe dream. But you're gonna get Kyler Murray. You might as well get ready, Rich, and you know it. You know it deep down. You know it. But I'm out of here, fellas, man. Y'all take it easy. Hey, and Celtics world, Patriots world. Damn them Knicks, suck asses.
We can't hear you down there as a third seed. We were up there as a second seed.
Oh, stop, Richie. The 1 game up. Stop.
2 games.
1.5.
We in Vegas for the NBA Cup, baby. What you know about it?
Oh my God!
Yeah,
about how close
give me that cup.
Get to winning something.
Give me that cup, baby. We gonna dethrone the best team in the NBA, those Thunder. Hopefully, if we're able to get to the finals. Next up, we got my man King Lowski in the house. What up, Lowski?
Yeah, man. First of all, bum Parks don't know what the hell he talking about. At the end of the day, it's all over the news. Everybody's talking about this cat is about to retire and come back and play for the Jets. Now, at the end of the day, I really don't want Joe Burrow. Okay, I want a homegrown guy that's we develop, that Aaron Glenn develops. If that's the coach we have, okay. And second of all, don't be talking about no Celtic work. Boy, y'all trash. Okay, you don't have your guy. We already put y'all out the playoffs last year. Y'all trash.
Coming back.
Tony, shut your mouth. Okay, it's diabolical that you sitting up here a Miami fan and you talking about some Celtic world. Talking about
I'm a Miami Dolphin fan. It's Celtics world. It's Celtics world.
Bum.
It's Celtics world.
Don't talk about the Knicks, because the Knicks is way better than anything y'all produced on the floor this year. Okay? Knicks world. I'm out, bums.
Let him know.
Celtics winning a championship this year.
Yeah. TD, I think last night was the last time we talked ball together.
Yeah, because you don't know ball.
Oh, gosh. I don't know, man. You're really if you guys are wondering, everyone's like, Richie, what happened to wake up and ball? What happened to wake up and ball? I don't know. I just couldn't wake up at 8 a.m. anymore, listen to TD talk ball anymore. I mean, it was breaking my soul. That was not how I wanted to start my days on Monday.
Richie couldn't take Jordan being better than LeBron and Rondo being an
all-time
great.
Trust me, it had nothing to do with that. That's a debate that I'm down for. But when it comes to oh man,
Richie think John Stark's better than Rondo.
No, the reality is this, TD. You don't watch the NBA, the modern NBA. The only basketball you like to talk about is the 2005 and the 2012 window.
Yeah,
that's the only level of basketball you know about. You're not knowledgeable about today's league. That's the
Richie,
thing.
I agree. I don't watch until April, May, and June. That's it.
So that's why it's tiring to talk to you when you can't even give me like.
Yeah, because the league is turned into a whole. The league is turned into a whole bunch of 40-point a game scores that can't play defense. So I just wait for the playoffs and watch the parity. Where's the dominant team? Where's the dynasty?
OKC.
Where's the like? Come on, man.
Do you see what the Thunder's doing this year? Do you know what their record is?
No. I will give the Thunder some love. And at first I was skeptical. Like last year we were doing the show, but I will give them some love. They are a team. And that guy over there, I don't know if I can say maybe. You think he might be the best player in the league, Richie.
He is. I mean, MVP last year, Finals MVP. Do you know what their record is right now, TD?
No.
24-1. Who
they lost to?
16 in a row. They lost to the Knicks. I'm just kidding.
Was it the Knicks? Who did they lose to, Richie? Can you look that up?
The Trailblazers by 2 points. And the Trailblazers, that was a fluke. So,
hey, I might have to pay a little bit more attention to them.
You got to start paying attention to the league, man. The NBA,
they might hit an all-time record.
I think the NBA is in a really good stage right now. I don't know about you, man. It's a good.
Or is it that weak to let a team be 20-something and 1?
Nah, man. The West is loaded up.
LeBron ruined the league, man.
How did LeBron ruin? See, this is what I mean, man. I don't want to talk no ball with you, brother. All right, man. This is why I can't talk ball with you, man. You know what I mean? You always got to bring up stuff from the 70s. Just kidding. All right, let's get into another caller. Lino's in the house.
What's going on? Hey, Richie, this is a prime example of why TD does this thing where he can think he can out-talk everything when he doesn't know anything. He literally said what team is dominating and all that type of stuff. You gave him it, and he still make it seem as if he knew what he was talking about. Like, TD, like, stop it. You don't know ball, man. Like, calm down, bro.
Lino, man. You first of all, Lino, are you in the playoffs?
We talking about all my teams are in the playoffs. You know what I'm saying? Like, the Bills are going to be in the playoffs. The Detroit Pistons definitely going to be in the playoffs because they're number 1 in that. See, this is the reason why you cannot talk.
This man keeps saying Detroit Pistons.
Do you even know anything about the Pistons? I mean,
nope. I don't need to. I know they're the Pistons.
That's not no laughable defense. They're like a dominant team.
You about the Knicks, but just stop that Pistons stuff. All right, listen.
They're number 1. Like, what are you talking about? Like, this is the genius.
Last time y'all were relevant, y'all it was Chauncey Billups. Oh man,
I give you that.
Rip Hamilton.
I give you that, but we're not flip floppers like you, TD. You pick whoever wins that time frame.
Tayshaun Prince. Who else? One more. Hold on.
Tayshaun Prince, Rasheed Wallace, Ben Wallace, all the boys. Rip Hamilton. Exactly.
Yeah, man. Wait, hold
but
on.
Even before that.
Was Noah on that team?
Who?
Joakim Noah. Was he on that?
No, Joakim Noah wasn't on that team. He was on
Who was he playing for?
He played for the Bulls.
Yeah. Okay.
See, you don't know nothing about ball. Just like the Dolphins. You don't know anything about ball.
Anyway, hey, Lino, just stop with the Pistons stuff, all right? But listen, Lino, man.
They're champions. They're champions.
Stop acting like the Bills making the playoffs, bro. Stop that mess.
Hey, Richie, can you do me a favor? If one team, I don't know, has to come out with statistical reasons every week and they're 1%. I mean, why are you talking about another team that is like a wild card team that's going to be getting in? I mean,
long as it ain't 0, don't talk bad on us. As long as we ain't at 0, we alive, baby.
You'll be at 0 after Monday night. And I think that we can all agree with that. Thank you, Lino, for the call, man. And thanks for grilling it into TD because it's tiring that I have to do it all the time without Dan here. And Dan's pretty neutral. He doesn't really get into TD like I do, or he doesn't get into me either. Dan is just more moderate.
Dan understands truth, okay?
Yeah, that the Dolphins are trash. Park saying Knicks fans are bandwagon. That is the craziest thing I ever heard. The the opposite of a bandwagon fan base. We've been terrible for 15 years and stayed loyal to our squad until we're back now. So the opposite of bandwagon fans is what the New York Knicks fan base is. I don't know where that came from, but it's a Knicks world, and we're just living in it, baby. Knicks world, I can't believe it. Wake up a ball back when the Knicks win the finals. But we're going to wrap up the show here, folks. We appreciate everybody tuning in to Fourth and Forever. We appreciate that. Let's go, TD. What?
Do you know the first NBA team that I ever liked?
The Knicks.
Yeah, that's the crazy part. Allen Houston, Latrell Sprewell. Yeah, I think Camby was on that team. Yeah, man, those are my guys, man.
I love that.
Y'all
We should have stayed. That's a
y'all
lie.
ain't been
Knicks
the
fans were in
same
hiding
since.
before last year. See, this is where I know Parks is speaking out of his behind, because I've been to Knicks games my entire life, and Knicks fans are supporting a team that's winning 10 games, celebrating, like cheering for the team like it's a playoff atmosphere because the Garden is the best play to play. It's April. The Knicks are completely out of it, and the energy feels like it's a playoff game. So you don't know what you're talking about there, Parks. It's the opposite, polar opposite. And this is where I have to attack this take because it is totally wrong. The Knicks fan base have never went into hiding. We've always backed our squad. We are the loudest fan base, the most passionate fan base, and I would argue the Knicks fans are the best fans in the entire world in any sport. How about that? Case closed. Well, we're going to wrap it up here because we got to run. But thank you guys for tuning in. Knicks World, we out. We love you all.
World. Peace.
Knicks World, baby. Peace.